Panapa chirongwa ichi chatibatsira zvakanyanyisa ngekuti imba iri apa iyi yanga yakuda kutoenda, saka gurupu rakachizouya iri kusime miti rakazouya kukurudzira futi kuti akomana vatodini pauchizopindiranawo nana ema naamwe ese ehurumende zvacha kuti vanhu vese ngashande basa iri, asi hapana chechinomba kuti izi hama dzenyu dzopere kuenda mahara. Saka takataurira akazwisisa, kwakuuya kwakutoshanda zvese izvi. Inini maonero angu ndofunga panapa pangatosvike makore anosvike kuma8 apanapa. Pane misha dzakati wandei, dzimwe dziri mumagututumo.
Mrs. Amgela Stange. I'm the Environmental Education and Publicity Manager for EMMA. We are quite excited as the Environmental Management Agency to be here just to appreciate how much the community has taken up, up upon themselves to actually rehabilitate a degraded landscape. From a general understanding of the whole country, about 46% of Zimbabwe is affected by land degradation, and if we look at generally, it's costing us about 6% of GDP to actually have such degraded landscapes. So it's something that we cannot watch and say is nature taking, just taking care of itself. But we need to understand that this is basically due to anthropogenic factors, and as EMMA, because our mandate actually drives us towards prevention of land degradation, so we are equally seized with actually the rehabilitation of degraded landscapes. But before we go to the rehabilitation, we are also talking to the issues of halting degradation and reversing degradation. That's why we are now having these projects. And if we take a closer look at how much of degraded landscapes we have actually rehabilitated, especially during NDS1, we were able to actually ring-fence about 430 hectares, 430,000 hectares of land, and the rehabilitation was taking a multi-pronged approach. Some of it was actually done under the rehabilitation of degraded wetlands as well as degraded open spaces like this one. And the beauty about this project that we are implementing in Manica Land is that where we are right away, the rehabilitation really was concerned with the general integrity of the environment, but at the same time it also took a social interest, in the sense that we've got a gravesite that was actually being threatened by this gully. So in a way, we are saying when we look at the rehabilitation of degraded landscapes, people should not only consider it as an environmental aspect, but they should see the economic aspect of it, the social aspect of it, the cultural aspect of it. And generally, as an encouragement to the whole country, this is to say, let's all participate in initiatives that actually are meant to protect our landscapes, because this is where we grow our food security comes from here. Even when we fight climate change, it's all coming from this from these kind of initiatives. So it's something that as a country we need really to prioritize.
Yes, I am Precious Makwaza, and I'm the National Project Coordinator for the project that we popularly refer to as the GF7 project. It falls in a broader program that we call the Drylands Sustainable Landscapes Impact Program, DSLIP in short. So this is a big program on dryland forests that is being done in 11 countries, Zimbabwe included. So the focus of the program is sustainable land and forest management in all of the countries, and the idea is to make sure that we restore ecosystems and at the same time impacting positively on community livelihood. So in Zimbabwe, the project, like I said, is in dryland areas, particularly 8 districts in Midlands, Manica Land and Masvingo, and we're across 44 wards. So like I did indicate, it's issues around sustainable forest and land management. We're building capacity of key institutions to manage their land and their forests. We're also supporting farmers through the farmer full school approach, where each farmers are being capacitated on how they should manage their land. Our focus is not only on cropland areas, we're also focusing on grassland grazing areas, so that the totality of our environment is protected. In terms of our support and working on the project, like I said, is funded by the Global Environment Facility through FAO as the GEF accredited implementing entity, and we're doing this project for the government of Zimbabwe through the Ministry of Environment and EMA particularly. And the partners in the project will include Community Technology Development Organization, that's CTDO, we have World Vision, we have Forest Commission, we have Zimpax also. So each of the partners is responsible for key components in the project. Like I said, Forest Commission is sustainable forest management. CTDO is working with the farmers to ensure that they adopt sustainable practices. We are also then saying as a project that if we talk to restoring the land without the dollar value to a community person, the story is not complete. So what we're doing, working with World Vision, we are supporting business development for the farmers. They are also supported in terms of value addition for traditional grains and also non-timber forest products. We are also engaged in village savings and lending, which is a key vehicle in terms of supporting community cohesion and also ensuring that communities earn income out of the work that they do. So today we are at Nenhowe, where we are doing catchment management activities, and we've protected an area of over 300 hectares. So this is an area that is characterized of fragile soils, and Emma is a partner to the project, working with the community, is protecting a cemetery. Yeah, so it is an area of cultural importance to the community, and this was identified as a challenge. And Emma came in with project resources to restore the degraded land. And as I said, it's about 300 hectares of land that has been restored through the intervention. So there's a lot of integration with regards to catchment management, around tree planting, and all of that to ensure that there is land degradation neutrality achieved in the Nenhowe area of Chimanimani, Ward 5.